into a vat filled with pulp. A vacuum sucks the mushy mixture onto the moulds, whilst water jets rinse off the excess. Rotating above are transfer moulds. They grab the flats off the formation moulds and move them onto a conveyor. The transfer moulds have a water-based lubricant applied to them. This ensures the flats won't stick to the moulds. The moulds themselves are made of bronze, plastic or aluminium, depending on how long the factory intends to use them. They're covered with a stainless steel mesh, which ensures an even vacuum through the mould so that the pulp spreads evenly over it. The soggy flats now go into an oven for 12 minutes to dry out. The 205 degrees Celsius heat evaporates the water. This bonds the fibres together, forming a rigid material. After they exit the oven, a device appropriately called an upender lifts the flaps up so that they stack into each other. A built-in counting mechanism triggers the machine to section off the required number of flats per package, then compresses them and seals them in a plastic film to keep out dust. The factory uses the identical moulding process to make 4-cup drink carriers. These too go into an oven to dry out the pulp, but only for 6 minutes, half the time the filler flats needs, because this product is smaller and lighter. Automated compactors stack the finished drink carriers. Then workers compress them for packing and shipping. The factory also makes disposable urine bottles for hospitals. They add chemicals to the pulp to make the bottles liquid tight. These moulds are three-dimensional and lined with mesh on the inside. When they submerge into the pulp vat, a vacuum sucks in the pulp. When they resurface, water jets rinse the excess pulp off the bottlenecks, and the vacuum sucks out the water. A spiked conveyor belt transports the bottles to the drying oven. They dry at a lower temperature than the flats and drink carriers do, 176 degrees Celsius, and for a longer time, half an hour. This ensures the chemicals making the bottles liquid tight cure thoroughly. While urine bottles can't be recycled for sanitary reasons, drink holders and filler flats are recyclable, making them practical and environmentally friendly. Coming up in How It's Made. Chicken, the world's favourite meat, is stripped to the bone. And video games, cutting-edge game playing. See you after the break. Welcome back to How It's Made. Later we look at video games. But first, it's the most popular of all the meats. The carnivores amongst us love it roasted, grilled or fried, in goujons, filleted or off the bone. Some of us prefer the leg, while others devour the breast. Whatever your predilection, chicken lovers can't get enough of the stuff. The chickens arrive at the factory with their feet, legs and heads already cut off. What's left are the breasts and wings. The slaughterhouse have also removed the innards. A conveyor belt transports the chickens to the cutting and deboning zone, a bustling assembly line operation. Workers prop each chicken on a cone-shaped stand in order to have both hands free to work. Cutting up a chicken properly isn't as easy as you might think. The workers get special training. It's crucial to keep their knives well sharpened, and and wipe them after every 5 or so chickens. The first cuts remove the wings. Starting on one side and positioning the knife horizontally in line with the top of the cone, the worker makes an incision where the wing joins the shoulder, then cuts downwards across the back of the chicken. Then a quick cut and twist to detach the wing. It's the same procedure on the other wing. The incisions at the wing-shoulder joint must slice through the tendon completely. Otherwise, detaching the wing is difficult, and struggling with a slippery wing while holding a knife in your hand can result in serious injury. The next cuts remove the skin and breasts. Workers peel off the skin, then pull on the 2 breasts and make a quick incision to release them. They slice the breasts apart, carefully checking for bones that might have broken off from the carcass and be hiding in the meat. The next cuts remove the tenders, the meat located under the breasts. Workers make an incision in the middle, just under the wishbone, and down the length of the carcass. This detaches the tenders, enabling the next worker on the line to pull them off. Meanwhile, workers load the wings onto a machine appropriately called the wing cutter, a mini Ferris wheel that transports the wings onto sharp knives that chop them into 3 sections. The drumette, the chubby part with most of the meat, the winglet, the middle part, and the wing tip, the pointy part with barely any meat. This factory transforms the meatier drumettes and winglets into frozen, ready-to-eat chicken wings. The first step in that process is seasoning. Workers load the pieces into a giant drum. As the drum rotates, seasoning is added. Barbecue or honey and garlic, for instance. After about half an hour, the chicken wings come out evenly coated.